Chris, what is our fifth main topic today?
This is from Mr. Mister. Hey, John and team. Hope everyone's getting excited for Morbius.
Morbius!
Oh, are we?
Woo!
I have been looking forward to this movie for quite some time now, and tonight I finally get to see it. Well, I was looking over the reviews for this movie prior to heading in, and honestly, I'm a bit worried. I don't want this film to be bad, and I hope that when I come out of this movie, I can salvage the good things about it as my key highlights of the film. But so far, not much I've read looks promising. So my question is, what are your guys' thoughts on the reviews? And where is your anticipation level for this film before heading into it? Thanks and bring on the filthy.
Woo! Morbius Day is here. I've been so excited for more. I've been talking all year. I've been talking longer than a year. I'm excited to see this movie. I honestly think the trailers have looked good. I've loved the clips for it. I think the character is great. There's so much to love. And right now, on Rotten Tomatoes, it holds the unprecedented 105%. 100. Wait a minute, it's missing a zero. Where's the middle zero? I'm sorry, that's 15%. So Morbius right now, I'm sure they're just missing a zero. Where's the middle zero? I was positive this is going to have 105%. All right. So 15%.
Even if you flip that, it'll still be bad. 51%.
Still not great.
That'd be great.
Wow.
15%. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this, shall we? Let's look at this. I do want to point out, though. That some of the big major outlets are giving this a positive review. Outlets like Screen International, one of their top critics, Vanity Fair, is giving it a positive review with glowing words like, Morbius does eventually become a clustered slugfest, as all things must, but...
That sounds awesome!
But...
Slugfest.
But... As they go on to say, but for much of its run, it is a stylish, intriguingly toned story of a man trying to thwart mortality. So, of the positive reviews, it is a cluttered slugfest.
I'm in.
I'm in, and Ray.
I'm in now.
Honestly, that does sound
It's
fun.
an hour and 44.
That's why. I'll watch this 2 times
We're ready
throughout the week.
Go. Also, our friends over at Joe Blow gave it a positive review with the glowing review of a modestly scaled launch for the character that succeeds thanks to Leto's performance. Okay, so not glowing. Mm-hmm. Entertainment Weekly gave it a positive review. Logic and plot flow are generally treated like civilian casualties. Remember, this is one of the positive reviews.
Oh, that might be one of the great lines of all time.
Logic and plot flow are generally treated like civilian casualties, but the movie, with its canny mix of whiz, bang, violence, goth atmosphere, and high camp, feels pleasingly pulpy and urgent up until its last minute. So, yeah, all right, San Francisco Chronicle gave it a positive review.
I love it. No plot line. I love it.
Those are the positives. Those are the positives. But the rest of them are pretty bad. It's got a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, not good. Not so good. Look, we have been talking for a while about the fact that I am very excited about Morbius. But man, that excitement has been taking a beating like the jackal at the hands of Moon Knight at the end of that episode 1. From the early first reactions, which did not sound good, to the whispers that they took out a lot of the stuff that was in the trailer that connects it to the other MCU kind of stuff, to the fact that they held the review embargo until 23 hours before the movie released. And now the reviews themselves coming out, where even the positive ones are calling it a clustered slugfest. And what was the last one again that you just said you got to remember?
Plot and what character
become civilian casualties. Yeah. Those are the positive reviews.
Perfect. That sounds so perfect to me. Why?
I love this.
Perfect.
Why?
So, yeah. So, I'm not as excited as I was.
Come on.
I don't know what to expect.
I love
Look.
that your expectations just rising and rising, right? You're
Yeah,
like,
Ray, all this is like,
Bring it on.
bring it on, Ray. It's just like,
Because
this
they
is,
said the same thing about Venom, and then like people, and then we were like, "Oh, let's go see for ourselves." And I liked Venom,
But
so
you
I
know
had the
what?
same
Venom.
effect.
I think
I've heard
Venom's
that
great.
this is like Venom if you take away all the fun.
no. She's not. She's being serious.
Yeah.
I've heard that from several other reviews. It's like Venom, except Venom was fun.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the thing, right? And it's like, so I don't know what to expect. Like, I'm seeing this movie in T-minus 4 hours and 30 minutes. So I gotta say, my enthusiasm's taken a bit of a beating. Look, now at least with my expectations lowered, I might increase my chances of having some fun. Just give me some fun. That's all I'm asking for. Give me some fun. Give me some good vampire violence. And we'll see. And hopefully when I do my out of the theater review, and yes, keep your eyes on the channel, I'll do my right out of the theater reaction to this movie. Hopefully it'll be pleasantly surprised. Hopefully. But Chris, I'm assuming these reviews have not done anything to sway you
Nah.
one way or the other.
I mean, honestly, I am kind of just like, well, I'm going to go into it. I'm going to have fun with the disaster, because I will leave my expectations at the door. I did listen to some reviews. I did hear some things where I went, they did what?
Yeah.
They did for what? What is happening? It's a vampire movie. Why did they do that? But I have to go in with no expectations, right? You're going to hope for the worst, but prepare for hope for the best.
Oh, no. You probably said it right the first time for
Hope
you.
for the worst.
Hope for the
I
worst.
probably will hope for the worst and not expect the best. But I've got tickets to see this because that's only fair. I have to put my money where my mouth is. I got to see the movie. I got to see what it's like, actually experience it on the big screen to see what it's all about. And I can appreciate a bad film. Like, let's not get that twisted. I love a good pulpy film. But this doesn't sound like it's the fun, bad movie it could be. And if it's going to be that, then I would hope that it's campy. I would hope that it's all these other things. But right now, it just looks like a movie that maybe missed the execution and just didn't have any fun.
Rob, look, we've been talking in the days leading up to today, right? Morbius Day. And obviously your expectations have dropped a lot. And now we're hearing from the critics and some of the reviewers are now dropping their reviews. Where does that leave you feeling right now for this movie?
First of all, why is it, John? How can a studio, I've heard many of trusted genre pundits in our space here on YouTube talk about the fact that this feels like a movie that might have been made in the 90s before comic book movies became a real thing. And I just wonder, how is it that this movie, on the heels of Spider-Man No Way Home and Venom Let There Be Carnage, how can they make a movie that's this unsatisfying? I mean, you have one job, Sony. You're making a movie called Morbius, the Living Vampire. There are so many great vampire movies in the history of Hollywood that you could look to for inspiration. I mean, go to 1987, look at The Lost Boys and look at Near Dark. One or the other. You go for Joel Schumacher or you go for Catherine Bigelow or a fusion of the two. Why do you make a film that apparently has no blood in it? When Morbius slashes someone, you don't see it. They cut away. Like I understand, maybe you're making it for kids. Listen, when I was a kid, you know what I loved about vampire movies? Blood. I like to see blood everywhere. I watched Hammer vampire movies when I was a kid. Hammer Studios, because you had busty women that were seduced and turned into vampires by handsome vampires that were bad. And I loved it. And I watched it when I was like 8. How do you screw up a vampire movie? How do you screw this up, John? I don't understand.
Lots of vampire movies have been screwed up.
But even, you know what? Vampire
By
movies.
the way, I don't know that this movie has been screwed up. I haven't seen it. For all I know, this thing's fantastic.
15%.
Hey, look, it doesn't look promising.
Look,
I ain't going to deny that. But I'm not going
vampire-
to speak in definitives as if I've seen it because I haven't.
Vampire
So we'll see.
movies are like certain physical activities and pizza, even when they're not great.
What physical activities?
I don't want to get in trouble. But you know what I'm talking about. But I love most vampire movies. I'll watch any vampire movie. But bad vampire movies, there's a particular place in hell that they're relegated to, because even the devil himself is probably sitting there going, really? You screwed this one up?
You might love this movie.
Do you think the devil has good taste?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a man of wealth and taste. I'm telling you,
Played.
I am upset. I'm upset by this movie. I was extraordinarily excited. I love the design of the character. I love Jared Leto.
I mean, he looks great.
Looks great. I
mean,
love Jared
the
Leto.
design is great.
He was in a movie called Mr. Nobody. Watch the director's cut. Everything about this movie I was excited about. Until now.
You got your tickets for tonight? Are you going to go see it tonight?
I was.
Well,
I don't know, John.
You got to see it. Like, you can't.
You know what? I'd go down and see it at the Burbank 16. You know what's at the Burbank 16? Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes, that's one of the few places playing right now.
I could not walk into a movie theater that is playing both Morbius and Everything Everywhere All at Once and not go see Everything
both
Everywhere
of
All at
them.
once.
Double feature day.
See both, because you can't proclaim how bad this movie is if you haven't seen it yourself.
I
I'm
know.
even going to see it.
I'll go.
If
I'll
Chris
see
is
it.
seeing it,
I'll see it.
It's only
But
hour 45.
I'm upset, John. I'm
yeah.
upset.
Look, you know how excited I've been.
How
for this movie.
Sony has one job: make good movies.
But let's not pretend like making good movies is some easy thing.
It's not easy.
If it were, then
sure.
Netflix would be making great movies all the time.
They did something to this movie in post. They took out the blood. They made it something it's not. They cut things out of it a
Let's
little
be
bit.
honest. Blood in there wouldn't. If this movie is as bad as everybody's saying is, blood splashing in the wall wouldn't make it a good.
Well, it
movie.
would have added. It would. Come on.
The
I
weight
mean,
of blood has nothing to do with it. This movie was riding on the shoulders of Tyrese Gibson. So
you let Tyrese down then.
I don't know.
What I am confused by though is this movie. They had time. They had so much
So
time.
much time.
And I think that's ultimately what does feel disappointing. And I say this truly without trying to throw any shade. It's just when you have that much time to play around with your film, and maybe it was too much time. Then they started microanalyzing things and taking things away and doing things. And again, I haven't seen it. I'll have to make these judgments really tomorrow. But from what we're hearing from critics, something really went wrong.
I guess I have to go see it tonight so I can talk to you beautiful people about this tomorrow.
I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You got to see it tonight so we can talk about it
I
tomorrow.
got to see it tonight.
Yes,
I mean,
please.
I'm going to be forced into something I know I'm going to
Because
dislike.
this is the movie that's going to shock the world. Shock the
So
world.
optimistic. I love that for you.
God,
Delusional.
you're talking about how great Morbius is. How it's going to be so cool to see it at the Academy Awards next year with a line of security in front of the stage.
I'm already
Awesome.
basking in the glow of Moon Knight. Now I have to go bask in the glow of.
Oh God,
This?
how good was Moon
John,
Knight?
you've excited yourself into delusion.
I'm not denying it. I probably am, but I've been excited for it for this long. I might as well stay excited for it until I watch it tonight.
And,
fair.
and not only
We'll see how
that,
it turns out.
you've equated this title with one of my favorite 80s bands, Duran Duran, and now I can't get that out of my head. So you've diminished Duran Duran
What?
by saying Morbius.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm like, so wait a minute. When did I say Duran Duran? Yes. Morbius.
Yes.
So excited.
See what you've done?
Morbius Day, everybody. Yeah, you thought waiting for Moon Knight was good. Ha! Moon Knight's nothing compared to Morbius. With its 105% rating.
Completely gone insane, folks.
Completely lost connection with all reality.
You know, I slapped you earlier this week.
So, yeah, guys, questions for you. What do you think about the great reviews coming out for Morbius? By the way, I should bring this up. My favorite review headline for Morbius comes from a great outlet called IndieWire. And their headline reads, Morbius review. Jared Leto confounds in vampire superhero film that sucks more than just blood. Bravo, IndieWire.
Man.
Bravo.
Hold on. When this movie was first announced, we were like, why Morbius?
I wasn't. I was totally
Really?
Yeah.
I was kind of like, why are they doing a Morbius movie? So at least my expectations weren't
But
ever.
I think you're right. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people were. So like out of all the characters, why that one? I think a lot of people were.
Yeah.
I thought there was great promise. We'll see how I feel tomorrow.
I mean, I used to think that, they have to redesign the character from the comic.
sure.
Now I'm thinking perhaps they shouldn't have, and it would have been more fun if they went back to the original design of Morbius.
It looks
Blue
good. He looks
Vampire.
great.
I mean, look, the one thing, no matter how bad this movie is tomorrow or glorious, You got it. The character design, we have all agreed
the
all
character
year.
design-
That's what I've said.
Design looks
I think it looks
great.
great.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
But again, that's just
Credit where
if
credit's
it's-
Which makes
due.
the movie even more sad for me.
I mean, it will once again prove, if this is as bad as people are saying, that ultimately the design of a character really doesn't matter much because this guy looks awesome. And if it's as bad as we're hearing, anyway, guys, question is for you. How excited? Did you book time off work? Did you tell your wife, sorry, I can't be in the delivery room because Morbius is opening this day? Have you made your plans to see Morbius? And are you as looking forward to this thing that's going to alter and shift the course of human history? Morbius, or is it going to be as bad as maybe it looks like it is? Whatever you guys think, jump into the comment section below and leave us your thoughts.